Hey, my name is Nate Robertson, and I am the Intern Development Coordinator with UW Sports Ministry.
Nate, what was your first experience with UW?
I heard about UW my junior year of college at Biola University, and one of my classmates had been an intern the year before, and so she just kind of came in and said, hey, I did this sports ministry, it was really fun. And at that point I was actually looking for some sort of missions trip, but also a job for the summer. And so UW had a rep at the school, and so I kind of walked by and I grabbed a flyer, got caught talking with the person, and it really piqued my interest about being able to do sports ministry. And I really had no idea what sports ministry was until that summer. So that was really my first interaction as far as I heard about UW. And then I was an intern in 2003, and that really just opened my eyes to sports ministry and into what God can use with that.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about your journey with UW?
Yeah, I've got some sort of unique journey with UW. Like I said, I was an intern in 2003, and then that summer was awesome. It really was fun to see God use something that I had no idea that He could. And so I did it in 2003, and then graduated college in 2004, so I couldn't do it that summer. And then I was a head coach in 2005, and had a blast doing that. I really had a fun time. And then unfortunately, the next year I had some health issues and kind of put me out for the next couple of years. And then in 2008, I came back, and I remember calling our summer director at that point, seeing if there was a potential for me to come back. And there was kind of a small chance that there was. So I went out to training, and it was at training that that God and I started this conversation of Him saying, Nate, I want you to do sports ministry full time. And to be honest, I was like, no way. Like, I'll do the summer, but I'm not doing full-time stuff. Well, that summer, God and I had this awesome conversation, lasted all summer long, but ultimately it was Him calling me to full-time ministry and full-time missions. And so that was in 2008, and then I came up full-time staff, moved out to Colorado Springs in 2009, and I've been with UW since.
Okay, what is a story of a favorite camper or a favorite experience that you've had with UW in the summers?
His name is Jacobus. I love telling my story with Jacobus, and I'll try to be quick with it. But in 2010, I had the opportunity to take a team from one of the churches that we've been doing partnership ministry with for quite a long time. And we went out to the Baltic region of Europe. We went out to Estonia for a little bit, then we went down to Latvia. And it was in Latvia that we actually had set up a training for all these individuals. I think there's 30, 35 people that had some sort of sports ministry, or they heard about it some way. And so you have people from Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, they all came to Riga, the capital, all to hear what we do here in the States and how we do camps and how we do sports ministry. And so these people came. There was a family that came, Edmundus and Jurgita, and they came just on the invitation by one of their friends. They're so skeptical, and they came and they're like, how in the world can you use sports to share the gospel? To them, that was two totally separate things, and they had no idea how they could do that. But they came, and we go through the training, and during the training it was kind of some classroom stuff, but then you actually got a practical application of it, and Edmundus and Jurgita actually got to use what they were learning, and they were doing a sports camp with some kids. Well, their son came along, Jacobus, and I remember him. He reminded me so much of myself when I was about his age. He had like a bowl cut, blonde hair, was cut to here. And looking back at pictures of myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks ridiculous. But this is the cutest kid ever. He comes and he's involved with the camp. He's playing soccer and he's hearing Bible stories. And I remember the day that we kind of shared the gospel with these kids. I was up there and I was talking, I was giving the story, and I had a translator next to me. Now, we're in Latvia, and so they had all these people there's essentially 4 or 5 different languages being spoken all at the same time, which in and of itself just kind of mind-boggling to me. But I remember getting done sharing the gospel story, and I kind of saw some hands go up. Well, it wasn't until after we were done, when we were cleaning stuff up, and we were actually packing, getting in the vans and stuff, and Edmundus and Yorgita come walking up to me, and they said, you know, in their broken English, they're like, Nate, thank you so much for coming and doing this training. And then the tears started falling down their eyes. And they said, we could not see how you could use sports to tell the gospel, but we know that it works because our son became a Christian today. I was oh my gosh, I love that story, because to me, that kind of answers the question, like, why do you do what you do? Why are you a missionary? Why are you a sports minister? It's for kids like Jacobus. And what's so cool about our ministry is that those Jacobus kids are all over our country. And you have the opportunity, you're going to have the opportunity to share the gospel with kids just like him. Guys, that's one of my favorite stories. I love sharing that. Because I know, you know, if I'm sitting in my office, I know, you know, why are you doing what you're doing, Nate? Why are you sitting there? Well, because Jacobus needs to hear the gospel. And Jacobus might not come unless we're there, unless we do sports ministry.